you've only got 2 minutes and no props and 0 time to prep because you're too busy, then get ready to steal these lightning fast openers that turn silence into a buzz of connection. I have field tested them on well over 1,000+ people, each of them. And so they're very unlikely to flop. I'm Chad Littlefield. I help some of the smartest leaders, educators, and connectors make group engagement and connection really easy. Wrote a book called Ask Powerful Questions and created a handful of card decks and tools that help start conversations. And in this video, I'm not gonna use any of those tools because each of these 3 ideas are 0 prop and 0 prep. First one, start a timer, 60 seconds. I call it minute of minutia. I think that real connection is when people are seen, heard, and understood for who they are and who they are not. And so one of the most untapped potential for like easy, quick connection, it's in the minutia, it's in the tiny things that we don't even share with a spouse or significant other or best friend because they're seemingly so small and so insignificant that no one else knows about them except for us. For example, my wife and I one time made the mistake of buying a particular type of toothpaste at Costco. It's not a bad toothpaste, it's Sensodyne, it's fine, but I have been using Sensodyne forever. I don't tell a lot of people this. It's just like one tiny little weird detail, but even Steven behind the camera is like smiling. He's like, oh yeah, like, right? He went like this, he's like Sensodyne. As soon as I say that out loud, you're now on the in. You're now on the in on a detail in my life that nobody else knows. And that makes us just a pinch closer than we were before and a pinch closer than anybody else. And so minute of minutia, the invite is to invite people to break out into small groups and literally take less than 60 seconds each to just share one little tiny minute detail of their day, week, or life. They get to pick any level of depth they want, 60 seconds to share. If you get people into groups of 3, that's a 3-minute icebreaker, which would make this video title clickbait, so you better get people into pairs just to share a quick minute of minutia. Takes only 2 minutes. The next one, a neighbor sent me a text the other day. I should actually read the text. Okay, Mr. Presenter, question for you. If you were on a panel presenting or leading a panel at a conference and you wanted to give a fun fact or like a personal connection to the content, any personal faves that you'd like to lead off introductions? And so my free consulting back to her, I literally sent her a picture of this. I have been thinking a lot about ... One, I like the specific prompt, but the idea here is actually just complete the sentence. If you are hyper short on time, just say half of what you want people to say. So start the sentence for them so that all they need to do is fill in the end. And so if you're virtual, I would literally hold up a sentence or put it up on the screen and just say, hey, can you fill in the sentence? I have been thinking a lot about blank. Or I'm curious about blank. Now, these are props I'm holding up, but you get the idea. Like, this is just a sentence completion. Now, ideally, I don't know if I told you this, but one of my secret missions on the planet is to gently eradicate the word icebreaker and replace it with a much more intentional connection before content. And so what I shared with Nicole was, don't do a complete the sentence like, my favorite type of gummy candy is ... because that does not connect to the purpose of that panel. Whereas I have been thinking a lot about, or I'm really curious about, or I'd like to learn more about, or one of my favorite topics of conversation is blank, right? Or if you're meeting about a particular project, one concern I have for this project is ... Or one thing that makes me really excited for this project is ... What you did is take otherwise cringy icebreaker and turn it into something purposeful and meaningful that even the curmudgeons in the group will say, actually, yeah, this is great. We can all share and contribute something in this moment, but also in the process connect with each other. And so if you're like really short on time, like 30 seconds, sentence completion, popcorn out answers, move on. Ideally, you're prioritizing relatedness and you create a little bit more time for connection and you have people share those sentences and then you have people follow up with their natural, genuine curiosity and ask a question or two to some of the folks that just popcorned out their end of the sentence. For example, if I hear Steven behind the camera say, I have been thinking a lot about What have you been thinking a lot about?
Deck projectors.
Deck projectors?
Yeah, like an outdoor little thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Like deck projectors, so like cinema movies. So I'm hearing that and I'm immediately like, okay, this is cool. I'm buying a new house and moving to a new city. What currently is like the top brand of deck projector that you've stumbled on?
Better question is, what's the $100 Amazon projector that is best going to suit your needs?
So that would take sentence completions and kind of turn it into what I call curiosity ping pong, where you're just inviting the group to be curious about what's being said in the room. It's a lovely way to honor what Stephen shared and to also take the connection one layer deeper. And if you do it in the whole group, then everybody gets to connect with Stephen on that particular thing that was shared. Now that can be higher risk to public speak in front of everybody, so choose when you do that. Just because I can't help myself, even in a no-prop video, if you really like these sentence completions that I've been holding up, there's like, I don't know, 150 sticker name tags to create conversations that matter that are available somewhere right below this video. So, Here's the last one. This one, super no-prop and super fast. You ready? It works virtually or in person. Go grab an object on you or near you, bring it back, and share a quick story about that thing. Tons of autonomy. Even if someone is in a sterile office cubicle, they've probably pinned up their favorite comic, or like my sister, put a picture of their very cute niece and nephew, my lovely kids, right up on their desk. And they bring that back and share a story, and all of a sudden you're on the in. The reason I find this so compelling is that something on or near you, as humans, we have this weird habit where we tend to keep things that we like or that are important to us near. And so in a work context, we often keep things that are valuable or important or significant right nearby. If we're going to work that day, we might put on a ring that means something, or a necklace that has a story behind it, or something that makes us feel good. And so choosing something on or near you, bringing back, and just sharing a story, ideally in small groups. This one would break out of the 2 minutes, but it is also super worth doing. Have an awesome day.